It's good to see each one. Ano po tayo? Magdasal muna. Our great God, maraming salamat po sa pagkakataong ito na kami po ay makabalik dito upang makinig sa inyong salita. May you, Father, help us to please open our mind. And also, Father, help me as well to deliver what you wish you to tell your people. We pray for your blessing and guidance to us today, and all these things we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, our coming King. Amen. Okay. Ang ating pong paksa ay this is a writing of a prophet. But if you might have heard of the emperor's new clothes, well, this is also the priest's new clothes. Wala po akong joke. Yung joke po ni Pastor Ting na lang, ang joke ko na rin. Pero speaking of alaga, ay nakalimutan ko na yung joke niya na merong alaga sa sometime last. Meron din po akong alaga noon. Ito po ay hindi masaya na writing, may kalungkutan ito. Meron po akong alagang bibi, itik, kumbaga. Dalawa sila. Sa probinsya po kasi may naglalako ng itik. Yung palang itik na puro lalaki. Kasi ang kailangan lang nila babae. So pag bibili nila yung di mo alam kung babae o lalaki, pero meron silang paraan, lalaki pala yon. Yung isa namatay. Sa kalungkutan ko dahil nawala ako ng trabaho, ang tagal kong nakakuha ulit, in between jobs ako, wala akong kabuhayan sa Maynila. Ako po ay nabalik sa probinsya. Dumating yung itik na yon sa buhay ko. Pinangalanan ko siyang Twitchy. Kasi Twitchy lang siya ng Twitchy. Mind you, sa kalungkutan ko, ay katabi ko pa siyang matulog. At kung saan ako pumunta, ay nakasunod lahat sa akin. Naging kasama ko siya hanggang sa ako'y nawala ng trabaho. Kaya lang nung lumalaki-laki na, ay makalat na kung saan nagpumupupo. Nadala po siya sa bukid namin, naiwan doon. Nung binalikan ko, nakita ko pang minsan, kaya lang sa kasawiyang palad, may nagnakaw ng manok, nakakasama si Twitchy. Siguro naging pride na siya. Pero in terms of kalungkutan, lahat po tayo dumanas ng kalungkutan. At kung minsan nga, gumagawa ka na ng tama, nafu-frustrate ka pa. Ito po yung kwento dito. Naku, masyadong malaki pala. Ito po ay, nilagay ko lang po ito just to give the facts that Israel, for a long time, had a temple. And we all know that. Solomon built a temple. David was longing to have a house so that the Ark of the Covenant could have a place. But it was Solomon who built. But unfortunately, the kings after him turned to sin. Nagkahiwalay po yung dalawang magkapatid. Actually, magkapatid dati, nagkahiwalay ang kanilang kingdom. Yung north, yung king of Israel, kung titignan nyo po, ang mahalaga dito yung faith, puro evil. Yung lahat ng naging hari dito sa north. From 930 BC up to 722 BC. We all know it. Ito pong sa dating mga WCJ, alam yung kwento na yan. Bakit kasi puro evil yung nasa taas? Kung natatandaan nyo po yung sabi ni Pastor last time, search the Lord while He may still be found. Kasi yung line doon, sa gitna, divides Israel and Judah. And you see that Jerusalem is part of Judah. Israel was totally cut off from the temple. They don't have any access to the temple. They don't have any means for them to be with God. So all of them turn out to be evil. And Israel was eventually invaded by the Assyrians. God gave him up to the Assyrians, and eventually they lost their identity. But what was left was the kingdom of Judah. At least meron pang nandiyan pa yung templo. Kaya search the Lord. Why? He can still be found. The temple is still there, standing. There is still the Lord, that we can still find Him. But then, marami pa rin pong hari sa Judah na nagkamali din. Kung titignan nyo na rin po, Rehoboam hanggang kay Zechariah, some of them are good. Si Asa, si Joash, si Den, hanggang kay Josiah, pero pagdating sa bandang huli, nalisat na rin sila, nagkamali na rin. Until they were, as predicted by Jeremiah, Isaiah as well, they will be taken captive. Ngayon, let's focus on, masyado palang malaki. Hindi na mabasa. Kahit ako hindi ko mabasa. Yung duman ng bandang dulo, 609 BC, before the Common Era, up to 507 BCE, between the king Jehoiakim and Zedekiah. 606 BC, the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar attacked Jerusalem, took the first wave of Jews to captivity. So, matitigas ang ulo. Kahit na nandyan na ang temple, the king still did evil in the sight of God. Okay. 598, Jerusalem was plundered by Nebuchadnezzar the second time. Then, 597, another king, Jehoiakim, was taken captive by Nebuchadnezzar. The second wave of Jews made captive and taken into Babylon. Ezekiel was among them. 598 BCE, before the Common Era, King Zedekiah rebelled. Naiwan si Zedekiah doon. Habang yung ibang Jews ay dinala na sa Babylon. Rebelled against Nebuchadnezzar. He was blinded and taken to Babylon. Namatay na rin siya doon. And then, finally, Nebuchadnezzar returned to Jerusalem and finally destroyed the city. Tanggal na ang temple. The Jews had nowhere to return to. The temple was a symbol, a national symbol for the Jews. Pag wala na yung templo, wala na silang connection sa Diyos. That is the only way for them to have a connection with God. Okay. 570 BC, Prophet Jeremiah prophesied a 70-year captivity. Kaya nga, he was been warning, magbalik loob na kayo. Or else, for 70 years, you'll be taken captive. The prophet Ezekiel, on the other hand, habang si Ezekiel ay nandoon sa norte, was taken by the Assyrians. Ito naman si Jeremiah was in Babylon. The prophet Jeremiah prophesied, 70 years lang, makakabalik na ulit. And Ezekiel received a vision from God giving a detail of a future temple that was to be built. Fortunately, Babylon fell in the hands of the Persians. Cyrus the Great captured Babylon as prophesied in Daniel. Si Daniel po nakuha din, taken captive din. Cyrus issued a decree of religious tolerance and opened the way for the Jews in Babylon to return to the land. Si Ezra po ang nag-record ng lahat na yon. The first wave of migrants returned to Israel to build the temple again. This is the second temple that will be built. And then in 536 BC, the 70 years of captivity were over. Cyrus gave the decree as the prophet Isaiah had predicted 170 years earlier for the Jews to return to Jerusalem. To rebuild the temple at the expense of the Persian budget. So kung magbabudget dito sa bagong itatayong templo ay hindi naman mga Hudyo, wala naman silang pera. Mayroon lang sa kanila yung mga naitago ni Nebuchadnezzar na nakuha nila Cyrus na mga ginto at mga silver na ginagamit sa templo. So ibinalik. Okay. Ngayon, tinatayo na ngayon nila yung templo, no? Nakabalik na sila. When the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were building a temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel. Si Zerubbabel yung kasama nilang governor sa area na yan. And the heads of the families said, let us help you build. Okay. Pagdating ng mga Israelita doon po sa iniwan nilang lupa, may nakatira na. Hindi tulad dati, sila lang na doon, Although hindi nila lahat itinaboy sa may bandang north, ay hindi nila naitaboy lahat ng mga ng hindi Israelita. Ang sabi kasi sa kanila, itaboy nyo. One of the sermons that was given here also picture that, hindi nila naitaboy, matitigas pa rin ang ulo na, but pagbalik nila ngayon, ang lupa hindi productive, overgrown, maraming tumubong mga damo, iba-iba na yung nakatira. Yung lupang sinasaka nila, meron ng mga nakatira. Ang problema kasi nito, hindi na sila babalik ulit dito sa Babylon. They will migrate there permanently. So, pagdating mo doon, anong hahanapin mo? Kailangan ka magtanim. Kailangan may kainin. So, that's one thing. Kailangan ka magtayo rin ng bahay mo. Pero the mission was to build the temple. But, they have to live. So, ang problema nito, habang abala sila sa pagsasaka, habang abala sila rin sa pagtatayo ng templo, ay merong mga taong nakapaligid, umabot hanggang doon pa sa may bandang norte, outside of Israel, saying that merong itinatayong templo ulit doon. Nabalitaan nila. At merong mga kaaway, mga dati nilang kaaway siguro, itong Judah at Benjamin, at sinabing, let us help you build, because like you, we seek your God, and have been sacrificing to Him since the time of Esarhaddon, king of Assyria, who brought us here. Tulungan namin kayong magtayo ng inyong templo. Ang sagot nila, Zerubbabel and Jeshua, yung priest, and the rest of the heads of the families of Israel answered, you have no part with us in building a temple to our God. We alone will build for it for the Lord, the God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, commanded us. Ano kaya ito? Siguro hindi pinagkakatiwalaan ng mga Israelita yung kanilang mga kaaway. Well, syempre nga naman, who knows how to build it except they? Okay bang mag-volunteer? Sabi nila, wag na lang. Then the peoples around them set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. They hired counselors to work against them and frustrate their plans during the entire reign of King Cyrus of Persia and down the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Inaway sila. Diniscourage sila para itayo ulit yung templong iyon. Nagpa-discourage ba sila? Oo. Sila ay na-discourage sa kanilang ginagawa. Okay ang ginagawa nila. They are building a temple for God. But, comes the trial, comes the frustration. You're doing right, but someone came along to persecute you. Walang iniwan po yan sa sinabi sa 1 Peter 4 verse 12. The suffering for being a Christian. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the painful trial you are suffering, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice that you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when His glory is revealed. If you are insulted because of the name of Christ, you are blessed. Parang ganon. If you are insulted, they say you are doing wrong, for actually you're doing right. For the Spirit of glory and for God rest on you. If you suffer, it should not be as a murderer or a thief or any other kind of criminal or even a meddler. However, if you suffer as a Christian, do not be ashamed, but praise God that you bear that name. They were doing right. They were doing things for God. At the same time, they were doing what Cyrus had commanded them to do. But still, people will came along to discourage us. Isa sa malalaki pong discouragement sa buhay ay discouragement sa relasyon. Actually, itong mga tao na to meron ng hindi magandang relasyon sa paligid nila. Nagdatingan lang sila ulit at na-renew itong mga hindi magandang relasyon na to. Actually, sa buhay po natin, Kung ang problema natin ay butas na bubong, ay kahit hindi ka siguro latero, ay madaling lagyan yan. Akyat ka, bulkasil lang ang katapat. No? Tumutulo yung kisame, kahit hindi ka marunong na karpentero, madali lang yan. Okay, kahit na pang sumandalian lang. Kung may problema ka sa pera, well, may SSS dyan. Kung ikaw ay empleyado, merong mga pondo at pwede kang mangutang. No? Merong mga cooperative. No? As long as magbabayad ka. Mga bagay na material, kuminsan hindi ganong problema. God can always provide. Parang ganon. Pero ang problema sa relasyon ay hanggang itutulog po natin. Ikagigising pa natin. Ay ang hirap. Isa sa mabibigat na problema sa ating buhay po ay ang problema sa relasyon. Yun ang frustration na mahirap tanggalin. You may have, one way or the other, you may have experienced that. And sometimes kasi, material thing, the money doesn't have its own mind. Yung bubong, walang sariling pag-iisip niyan. Pag butas yan. Pero ang tao, may sariling pag-iisip. At hindi lang pag-iisip mo ang may problema, kung hindi yung pag-iisip kung kainino ka may karelasyon. Kaya kahit na paano mo gustong ayusin, ay kung ayaw niya, ako po ay ang hirap. Hanggang sa mabago na lang siguro din ang kanyang pag-iisip. Kaya relationships, these are one of the biggest frustrations that we all have. And sometimes, the biggest frustrations that we have come from people who are very close to us. Kapag ang karelasyon mo sa trabaho ay may problema ka, well, walang oras lang yun eh. The rest of the hours ay nasa bahay ka or somewhere. Pero kung ang problema sa relasyon ay nasa pamilya, pag uwi mo, nandun pa rin. Pag alis mo, dala-dala mo pa rin. Ang hirap. Hanggang sa makakatulog ka, iiyak ka nang malungkot ka. At hindi pa yan, ay kung minsan may darating pa sa buhay natin, ikaw pang masisisi. Kung baga, ikaw na nga ang naging mabait, ikaw na nga ang nagbigay. Meron pang darating sa paligid sa iyo na magsasabing, ikaw kasi bait-bait mo eh. Teka muna, mabait na nga ako, ba't ako pa sinisisi mo? Di po ba? May problema ka sa kapitbahay, ikaw naman, ay panay ang tapo ng dumi sa paligid, panay naman ang walis mo. Ikaw pang ikaw kasi winawalis mo eh. Teka muna, baka naman, sino magwawalis niyan? Huwag mo na nga kasing walisin. Ay, hindi na nga eh. Pasalamat na nga kahit pinawalis ko, di ba? Nung kami naglinis ng kanal, hindi man kami inuutusan, kami na muntik pang masisi. Sabi sa amin ba't kayo naglilinis niyan? Ay, dapat yung barangay ang naglilinis. Nililinis na nga kami pa yung nasisi. Mga estudyante ko po, sabihin sa akin lalapit. At pwede po bang tanggapin niyo pa ako? At dahil po yung aking tatay ay nagkasakit, sangkatutak na yung absent. Hindi mo alam kung nagsasabi ng totoo. Hindi mo alam kung may sakit talaga. Madali namang kumuha ng medical certificate you go on the side of grace. Sige na nga, bibigyan kita ng isa na lang pagkakataon. Biglang may lalapit sa'yo. Ikaw naman kasi, ba't ka pinayagan, sir? Ansyado kayong mabait. Mabait na nga Diba? Mabait ka na nga. Ikaw pang sinisi. Bakit hindi nila sinisi? Yung taong nanghingi. Nanghingi, hindi natin alam kung nagsisinungaling or what. Bakit hindi sinungaling? Ikaw pa na magandang ginagawa, you go on the side of grace, ikaw pang masisisi. Well, it happens to them, and it always happens to us. You're doing things right, pero ikaw pang masisisi. Pero yun nga sabi naman, assurance naman ni Peter, If you suffer like a criminal, ay talagang magsasuffer ka. If you suffer as a murderer, you will really suffer. But sometimes you may suffer for righteousness' sake. You're doing things right, but still you will suffer for it. Ikaw na nagpaluwal. Ikaw na namili. Bandang huli, ikaw pa nawalan. Diba? Walang-wala. Ikaw pa nasisi. Sabi sa ikaw kasi ang bait-bait mo eh. Diba? Ikaw, bigay ka ng bigay. Well, now, we now go to what Zechariah said. Zechariah said, I call to return to the Lord. In the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Zechariah, son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo. Iddo was a prophet then, pero yung mga sinulat niya, hindi natin i-compile. The Lord was very angry with your forefathers. Babalik po tayo doon sa angry mamaya. Therefore, tell the people, this is what the Lord always says. Return to me, declares the Lord Almighty, and I will return to you, says the Lord Almighty. Return to me, and I will return to you. This was the message after 70 years of captivity. Actually, nung diniscourage ang mga Israelita po para ipatayo ang kanilang templo, nahinto talaga ang pagtatayo. Merong nagsasabing historian, 15 years. Merong sinasabi 16. May sinasabing 20. But the fact is, nahinto. To the point that, dumating pa sa sumunod na hari ang issue. Nagpadala pa ng memorandum, nagpadala ng letter, itong bagong hari, inquiring on what was happening. There was a letter to King Artaxerxes, yung sumunod na hari. Ang haba-haba ng letter, hanggang sa nag-issue ng memorandum itong si Artaxerxes, para bigyang ebidensya, ano ba yung tinatayo na yan? Hanggang sa nag-issue ulit ng letter noon, na sige, itayo na yan. So it took a long while, and the discouragement was there until Zechariah and Nehemiah came along, Haggai came along, in order to rally up the people again to build the temple. At ito yung sinasabi nila, return to me, balik kayo sa akin. The Lord was very angry with you, sabi niya, at your forefathers. Now, you discourage people, return to me, declares the Lord Almighty, and I will return to you. Well, at our discouragement, there is only no way you can turn to also, but to God. Kung minsan, nasisisi po natin ang Diyos. Di po ba? Sa laki ng problema, sa dami ng problema, nasisisi natin ang Diyos. Bakit po ba ako dinala sa ganitong problema? In fact, it was also the dilemma of Job. As we have said, karamihan ng mabibigat na problema ay problema sa pamilya. And, yun po yung nakikita natin kahit sa Old Testament. May problema sa kapatid, itong si Joseph. Ang laking problema ng tatay yun. Mayroong problema si David sa kanyang dalawang anak, kaya nga na-divide. Si Solomon, kaya nga na-divide ang kingdom dahil sa dalawang anak niya. Nagkaroon ng malaking problema si Job sa asawa niya. Puro na sa bulutong, yung malalaking boil. At ito pa yung kanyang asawa na sabi sa kanya, i-curse mo na kasi ang Diyos. Ayaw niya pa rin. Hanggang dumating yung kanyang best friends, 3. Ang sabi niya sa kanya, ikaw kasi mali ka eh. Eto na nga, ayaw mo na nga i-curse ang Diyos. Sinasabi mo na nga, wala akong ginawang masama. Eto pa yung 3 kaibigan. Hindi, may ginawa ka kasing mali. Sinisisi din siya. Hanggang sa sinabi ni Job, bakit pa ba ako nabuhay? Yun lang. Hanggang si Satanas ay dumating na binigyan siya ng curses. But Job stood his ground until he uttered one thing that God didn't like. Bakit pa ako nabuhay? Doon lang siya kinorek. But all those times, ang kanyang problema ay problema sa kanyang malapit na kaibigan at problema sa asawa. Sa halip na mag-encourage, ay sabi niya, ano ba ito? Ako na lang mag-isa. Mabibigat na problema. But, return to me. Yun ang sabi ng Diyos. Declares the Lord Almighty, and I will return to you. Do not be like your forefathers, to whom the earlier prophets proclaimed. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Turn your evil ways and your evil practices, but they would not listen or pay attention to me, declares God. Where are your forefathers now? And the prophets, do they live forever? But did not my words and my decrees, which I commanded my servants, the prophets, overtake your forefathers? Then they repented and said, the Lord Almighty has done to us what our ways and practices deserve, just as He determined to do. Zechariah 3, ito na. Then He showed me Joshua the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right side to accuse him. If we pause for a while, and Satan kasi ay nabanggit, Satan also stood as an accuser against Job. Satan also stands as an accuser against the Israelites at this time. We could say, okay, the Lord said to Satan, the Lord rebuke you, Satan. The Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is not this man a burning stick snatched from the fire? Sunog na. Burning stick is snatched from the fire. God took him out of the fire. And Satan was accusing them. We sometimes ask, is evil really necessary? Did God create the devil? Is evil really, bakit kailangan pa kasing, sa bigat-bigat na nga ng problema, ay may nag-aakusa pa? Is it really necessary? Pwede naman tapusin na ng Diyos ang evil. Actually, ang turo po sa atin noon, kapag ang isang being ay naging spirit, then that is permanent. And Satan cannot be destroyed. That was what we were taught before. But the Bible, in Hebrews 2 is talking about Jesus Christ. 14 is categorical in saying, since the children have flesh and blood, He too shared in their humanity. He is Jesus Christ, so that by His death, Jesus Christ, He might destroy him who holds the power of death. That is the devil. So the devil can be destroyed. Ibig mo ba sabihin ang isang bagay na may simula ay walang katapusan? Isa lang ang walang simula, yun ay ang Diyos. Kaya wala siyang katapusan. Ang devil ay may simula. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwedeng tapusin. That would mean God would be powerless over the devil. No. God can still destroy the devil. Hebrews 2, verse 14. But sometimes we ask, bakit kasi hindi pa niya tapusin yan? We know from the previous teaching that there are certain events that might happen. Okay. But the point is, the devil can be destroyed, but ang hirap ng buhay. Napabigat pa dahil may nag-aakusa. Is evil really necessary? Did God create the devil? Yung God created the devil, inilagay ko lang po yan kasi one night, nabuksan ng aking ni Lois, ng aking asawa, ang Facebook. At may nagdidebate sa Facebook. Did God create the devil? May nagdidebate. Yung pala, mga kaibigan namin ang mga nagdidebate. Alam niyo na kung sino yung mga yun. Hanggang magdamag, nagdidebate. At ang haba ng sagutan. Ibig sabihin, preparado. Nag-research. Pindot lang ng pindot. Bawat may mag-answer, pindot. Ang haba. Sabi ko naman, ito mga ito, tingnan nga natin kung ano yung mga pinagtatatanong. Ayun. Did God create the devil? Ang hahaba ng sagot. Sagutin mo na nga. Sabi sa akin. Sige, sabi ko, sagutin natin ha. Tingnan natin kung ano sasabihin. Sabi ko, the problem with all of you is, you're asking the wrong question. It is not the right question. You know, because this is an 11th century question. A question since the time of of Augustine, when he was still the bishop of Tunisia. Yun ang nire-wrestle nilang problema, yung mga philosopher noon. Did God create the devil? The reason is this. Siguro baka marinig nyo rin po, ano? Mga diba-dibati lang dyan. Did God create the devil? Kasi Lucifer came from God, di ba? And Lucifer turned out to be the devil. In philosophy, ang ibig sabihin nun ay, can something evil come out of something that is good? Of course not. Yan lang yung sasabihin sa'yo. Then God, who is good, can something evil come from God? Eh pag sinabi mong, yes, patay tayo dyan. Di po ba? Ang God ay gumawa ng isang devil? Ay, cannot be. Hanggang ngayon, pinagdidibatihan pa ba naman yan? Sabi ko, ay mali yung question eh. Alam na natin ang sagot. Alam natin yung kwento. Lucifer separated himself from God. Di po ba? So it is not that God created the devil. The separation from God will create evil. And that is clear from the story. That when Lucifer dissociated, separated himself from God, Lucifer became evil. So, it is not that God created the devil. God did everything good. The separation from God will turn out to be evil. That's why he was saying, remain in me, abide in me, remain in me. And you will never go wrong. Just like a vine. Kumabit ka lang sa akin. And you will never go wrong. Pag lumayo ka sa akin, ay, baka may tendency magkamali ka. And that's the story behind this Lucifer. Is evil really necessary? We can get the story from him. Separation from God creates the devil, creates evil. So it's not God who created it. It's the separation that created it. So, it's not that is not the right question. And if it is not the right question, therefore, the answer will also not be right. Hanggang ngayon, yan pa rin po ang pinagdidibatihan nila. Anyway, is it really necessary? Man was created imperfect. God is the only one perfect. And because we are imperfect, we have a tendency to go wrong. We have a tendency to move away from God. That's why he was saying, return from me. And sometimes we were also created to see two things. Kung siguro ang ating body was created to see light and darkness. Kailangan mo ng darkness para ka makatulog. Magpahinga. Ganyan talaga ang buhay natin. Lumaki po ako sa church na ideal ang environment na nakita ko. Kaya nga sa second generation Christian, ito ang nagiging problema namin. Nakita kong ideal. Ang naririnig ko sa pulpito, ideal. I also wanted to see the other side. But I was afraid to see the other side. But the point is, I was also on the other side na pala. When I thought of that, I was already on the other side. Bago pa ako nag-graduate ng high school, natuto akong uminom. Dumadating ako sa bahay ng lasing. Nagsusuka ako sa bus. Hanggang sa sinabi ng aking nanay, ito ang anak kong magiging problema ko. Prophetic? Magiging problema ko. Para bang, hindi mo kasi nakikita ko ano yung kabila. Nung nakita ko yung kabila, nung napunta ako ng college, sabi ko, ang lungkot-lungkot pala ng ganito. Now I see what's on the other side. It's a way to appreciate also what is on the other side. What's good on the other side. Gusto ko magpabaptize noon. Actually, papunta na ako ng pag-graduate na. Yung summer of that, kaya lang, hindi kayo babaptize noon kapag wala ka sa certain age. Sabi ko, gusto ko na bumabaptize. Sabi, hindi, bata ka pa. Ako po. Paano ito? Sabi ko. Niligtasan ko na lang ang aking kainuman noon. Lumayo ako sa aming lugar for a time. Pagbalik ko, wala na sila, edi wala nang influences. But the problem in a very ideal environment is you see what's the other side. And you want to have a taste of what is on the other side. Kaya lang, a point is, by God's grace din, dapat hindi na yung malaki ang damage. Yung Natikman mo lang. Baka naman kasi malulong ka ng malulong na hindi ka na makabalik. Yun lang yung prayer sa mga second generation Christian na somehow they went to experience what is in there. So, is the dark side necessary? It has its purpose. God did not destroy the other side right then and there. Nung si Lucifer ay nagrebel, tapos na lahat. Hindi pwede. Hindi eh. Pinabayaan pa rin niya. Because it has its purpose. It has its bigger purpose in the plan of God. The accuser, although it is an accuser, sometimes you focus so much on the accuser. But the point is, the accuser has, wala ng power. Kumbaga. God has God's love can overpower evil. And that is clear in the Bible. Now Joshua was dressed in filthy clothes as he stood before the angel. The angel said to those who were standing before him, "Take off your filthy clothes." Take off his filthy clothes. Tanggalin yan. Symbolic po ito. Kasi pagdating nila doon, it was symbolic that these people were filthy. These people were sinful. Kailangan baguhin. And one thing na dapat magbago sa kanila ay yung priest. Priest does is also his own personal atonement. Kasi hindi po pwedeng ikaw ay maglingkod sa Diyos. Katulad doon, i-administer yung mga alay nila nang ikaw pala ay di primerang marumi. Unahin muna natin yung priest. The angel said to those who were standing before him, "Take off his filthy clothes." Then he said to Joshua, "See, I have taken away your sin, and I will put rich garments on you." Then I said, "Put a clean turban on his head." So they put a clean turban on his head and clothed him while the angel of the Lord stood by. The angel of the Lord gave this charge to Joshua. "This is what the Lord Almighty says. If you will walk in my ways and keep my requirements, then you will govern my house and have charge of my courts. And I will give you a place among this standing here. Listen, O high priest Joshua, and your associates seated before you, who are men symbolic of things to come." Zechariah was not only talking about the temple during the time, but he was also talking about the coming of the Messiah. "I am going to bring my servant the branch." Sino yung branch? We already know. Si Jesus yun. "See the stone I have set in front of Joshua. There are 7 eyes on the one stone, and I will engrave an inscription on it, says the Lord Almighty. And I will remove the sin of this land in a single day." Ito ay lupa na makasalanan, kaya naalis kayo. Ikaw, Joshua, magbago ka. Okay, biniginihisan ng maayos. "But I will remove the sin of this land in a single day. In that day, each of you will invite his neighbor to sit under his vine and fig tree, declares the Lord Almighty." Sino yung branch? Jesus. You already know it. We already know that Christ is the temple. Christ is the sacrifice. Christ is the high priest, the mediator. But we also have a part in this temple. We are the temple of the Holy Spirit, 1 Corinthians 6:9. We are a living sacrifice. And we are a holy priesthood as well. So, kung noon nagtatayo sila ng templo, sa atin, we understand that Jesus Christ is the temple, He is the sacrifice, and He is the priest. Kaya in one single day, sabi niya, "I will remove the sin." And in one single day, it happened sa cross. "But you are a chosen people." Ito, 1 Peter 2. "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people belonging to God, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into this wonderful light." So darkness has this purpose. "Once you were not a people, but now you are a people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy." You are a royal priesthood, ang sabi. In 515 BC, the leadership of Nehemiah and Zerubbabel, the second temple was completed despite fierce opposition, 15 years in delay. But the point is, the Israelites didn't get it. They built a physical temple, but they didn't get the point. Why did I say they didn't get the point? Kung mabasahin niyo po kasi yung Isaiah, Jeremiah, galit na galit ang Diyos. Bakit? Sabi nga natin, "I am angry at your forefathers." Bakit? Kasi, ayan ang templo. Nagsasacrifice kayo. Ay bakit ganito ang nangyayari sa lipunan ninyo? Nag-observe kayo ng Sabbath, but there is injustice. Ang daming oppression dito. Ano ang sasabihin ng ibang bansa? Bansa ang pinag-uusapan. Na nandiyan ang Diyos, pero ganyan kayo. The point is, ay mabuti lang sigurong wala ang Diyos. Ay ganyan ang mga ugali nyo. Nandiyan ang templo, pero anong mga ugali? Anong mga relasyon nyo sa isa't isa? Why is there so much oppression in the land? Why is there so much injustice in the land? And that was what Isaiah was saying. Hindi lang yung sin noong hari, kundi yung sin ng komunidad, sin ng society ang iniintindi niya. Nag-observe kayo sa Sabat. Nagsasacrifice kayo. Sige, pero bakit ganyan ang lipunan ninyo? So they didn't get the point. The point is, kung nandyan ang templo at tinitingnan ng mga bansa ang templo na yun dahil the rest of the nations at the time also acknowledge that God is in this land. If God is in this land, what about the people? Bakit ganyan ang mga ugali ng mga tao na to? Are they bringing honor to me? Nandyan ang Diyos sa tabi nyo. Bakit ganyan ang ugali ninyo? Sinong mapupulaan? Di ba't ang Diyos? They didn't get the point. Point is, they built the temple. That is why, the reason why Malachi had again to emerge as a prophet. Kasi, tayo nga ang templo, bakit ganito pa rin mga ugali ninyo? Their righteousness is the most important when God is in their midst. That is the point. God is in your midst, righteousness should reign within the land. Kaya lang hindi nakakanyari yun eh. Nandiyan ang templo, pero bakit ganyan ang mga ugali ninyo? There is injustice. There is oppression. Yun ang sinabi ni Isaiah at ni Jeremiah din. Ang sabi tayo ay priesthood. Okay, what are then these new clothes? Ano yung bihis natin na bago? Siya din. Siya yung bagong garment. Siya yung branch. Siya yung new clothes na isusuot. Ay ang siste ganito. Makikita kaya siya sa atin. Because it's the same theme. Israel fell into decay. Although there was the temple. And they were not able to provide that they are a people whom the other nations can look up to, even if the temple is there. Jesus Christ is the temple. We accept Jesus. Jesus is in us. The temple is in us. The priest is in us. We are also a priest. We are also part of the temple. But can they see the new clothes in us? Kapag tayo po'y lumalabas, ang una-unang tinitingnan ay damit, di po ba? Makikita yung itsura natin sa damit na suot natin. Well, sige. Pagpasok natin, nakabarong Tagalog tayo. Hindi maong. Yan ang unang titingnan. Pero yung nasa loob kaya, paano? He should be seen in us, just like the people, the Israelites. They built the temple, then they should see God in their lives. Eh tayo po, ang templo ay nasa atin, but can the other people see Jesus Christ in us, the temple in us? Kumbaga, parang ganito. Sa isang lipunan, nandun sa isang bahay na yon, si Jesus. Yung mga nakapaligid kayo, nakikita si Jesus sa isang bahay na maliit doon sa subdivision na yun. Na pag lumalabas, tuwing linggo, ay bit-bit ang isang bag na may dalang pagkain. Dahil may potluck sila. May dala-dalang mga instrumento. Dahil magtutugtugan sila. Habang dumadaan kaya yun ay, Kristiyano yan. Kristiyano yan. Kristiyano yan, bakit ganyan ang ugali niyan? Naku, patay na. Kunyari nakabarong yan. Kunyari ganyan ang suot. Ganyan ang, di po ba? Naka-necktie pa yan. Paglabas ng bahay. Kasi bawal sa kanilang hindi nakaayos ang damit. Pero bakit? Ganyan Hiningan mo ng tulong, ay ayaw. Hindi man lang magmalasakit sa atin. Hirap yan. Di ba? Delikado yun. Kung sa workplace, yung sanang maliit na desk sa sulok, nakikita kaya doon yung Diyos? Diba? Kasi doon ka nakaupo. Yun ang opisina mo. Nakikita kaya nung mga kaopisina, yung Diyos doon sa maliit na desk na yun sa sulok? Diba? Sa klase, yung kayang isang upuan dito sa tabi, tabi ng bintana, ay nakikita kaya dyan yung Diyos? Ang bigat, ano? Diyan sa isang bata na yan, na isang Kristiyano, nakikita kaya siya? Dahil sabi niya, di po ba? Nakikita kaya? Ang bigat, no? Ay, yun po yung sabi Yun po yung doon nagalit ang Diyos nung sa mga Israelita. At doon po rin na sinasabi sa wedding banquet na dahil hindi maganda yung suot, kitang-kita mo you didn't give honor to the one whom you accepted. Ilalabas ka ng banquet. Yun yung challenge sa atin din po. Kaya mabigat. At sa mga taong magsasalita dito, ang bigat-bigat din, di ba? Dahil ang bigat na trabaho nito dahil tinitingnan din kami. Mabigat po talaga. Ay sa atin din, we are a royal priesthood. Di po ba yan ang sabi? Kaya yun ay tinitingnan din tayo. Kahit na ikaw po ay driver, sa isang pan na yun, sa isang sasakyan na yan, nakikita kaya siya? Di po ba? Ang hirap, di po ba? Ang bigat. Pero, yun ang hinihingi po sa atin Sa isang komunidad, ay kailangan yung bihis na yun ay makita. Yung templo na yun na nasa iyo ay makita. Sa isang lugar, sa isang workplace, ay kailangan makita din doon. Hindi lang dahil sa hindi ka mag-a-absent ka kapag sa ganitong araw dahil ikaw ay mag-worship. Hindi lang yun. Kailangan makita din po sa atin kung sino yung suot natin. Dahil yun ang mahalaga. Kasama na rin po doon ang frustration sa buhay. Hindi naman nawawala ang frustration sa buhay. Kaya lang, we always have the assurance that at the end of this, even if we are doing right and we get persecuted on it, still, God is there to help all of us. And that is the message for us today.